This story starts with a farmer who lived in a farm in Rajasthan in the north of India. Now, every day he would come down to the farm and work all day long. Dum dum takata takata dum dum takata takata dum dum takata takata dum dum takata takata dum. He would only stop when he heard the sound of his stomach rumbling. Dung 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 dung, ha! Dung 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 dung, ha! Dung 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 dung, ha! Dung 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 dung. When he heard that, he would stop, he would take his lunch, he would swallow it in one gulp. And then he would work some more. One day while he was working, he realized that something wasn't quite right. You see, he was very, 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 very hot. The farmer looked around the farm and then looked up in the sky. And there he saw shining brightly was the big golden sun. The farmer looked and said, "Hey! Why are you making me feel so hot while I am working on my farm?" "It's my job." "Sorry." "You go. Leave the sky and let me work in peace." "Okay." And the son packed up his bags in a small yellow suitcase and he left the sky. The farmer felt very happy. And he carried on with his work. Dum dum duckata duckata dum dum duckata duckata dum dum duckata duckata dum dum duckata duckata dum. That night he went home, he laid down to sleep, and he went into his dreams with a huge smile on his face. But in the morning, when he woke up, he realized there was a problem. Because when he came to the window and he opened the curtains and he looked outside, the sun was gone. And the farmer realized that the sun was gone because he had told the sun to go away. He needed to do something because a world without a sun is not a world at all. So he called all of the animals on the farm together. And he looked at the first one, the great, big, strong cow. Moo! And he asked the cow to travel high up into the sky and to bring the sun back. Off the cow went, but when he arrived at the sun and he begged and pleaded for the sun to come back, the sun looked and said. When the cow came back, the farmer didn't know what to do, so he saw, the cute pink pig, oink, oink. And he sent the pig up into the sky to bring the sun back. But when the pig stood before the sun and looked and said, oink, oink, which in pig language means, please come back, the sun looked and said, no. The farmer looked at the next animal, the furry, curly, whirly sheep. Bah! Bah! But the same thing happened when the sheep went up to the sun and asked the sun to come back. The sun just looked and said, no. The farmer sent every single animal on the farm up to the sky to bring the sun back, but every time the sun said no, there was only one animal left. And when the farmer looked at this one standing before him, he shook his head. How could he send this useless Rooster. The farmer had no choice. There was no one left. So he asked the rooster to go up to the sun and ask for him to come back. The rooster smiled and he went. When he saw the sun and asked the sun to come back, once again the sun looked and said no. As the rooster walked away, he started to cry. Everyone on the farm thinks I'm useless and stupid. I thought this was a time when I could do something right. When the sun heard this, he looked at the rooster and nodded. The sun told the rooster to go back to the farm, to stand on the gate at the front of the big farm, look up into the sky and call with all his might. And only when the rooster calls will the sun come back. Oh, the rooster was so happy. He rushed down to the farm. He jumped up on the gate. He looked up at the sky. And from the bottom of his feathered heart, he screamed, "Cock-a-doodle-doo!" The farmer, the cow, the pig, the sheep all looked at the sky because there, flying through the clouds like a golden Superman, was the sun. Oh, he was back. The farmer looked at the rooster and said, "Sorry, I'd like to give you a special job. From now on, every morning you must come out onto the farm and it will be your job to bring the sun to our farm in the morning." The rooster was so happy. And every morning he would come out, stand on the gate, look to the sky and scream, "Cock-a-doodle-doo!" And the sun would come to the farm. And that's how it is on this farm and every farm around the world. The sun will only come into the sky when he hears the cry from the feathery rooster.